Time again for On This Day in Smithsbury.
You apologize for that. Apologize for that. Apologize for that. Hold on, right here. Hold on, Jay. Stay with me, Jay. Apologize for that on national television right now. When you compare the Greek Freak to KD. Apologize right now. Greek Freak is better than KD.
What are you? Max, stop.
This has been another installment of On This Day in Smithbury. Now, back to you, First Take.
There's a very simple explanation for that. It appears I was very wrong. He was the MVP at the time. He was the best offensive and defensive player in the league. Didn't play in the playoffs. His style of play doesn't play in the playoffs. I was wrong.
It's just. Okay. Let's give Max credit for admitting that he's wrong. Something you do often. But nevertheless, you deserve credit.
Bring up old stuff all the time. I know.
It's just for credit. The thing that amazes me, that I'm still trying to figure out, when was there ever a moment that the Greek Freak with the eye, with those Beetlejuice eyes of yours, ever he was better than KD?
When he was winning the MVP of the regular season.
Even then he wasn't better.
Why did he win MVP?
Time.
KD played the season.
Time. You will concede that there have been times, many times, where, you bring up, others have brought up the eye test, because when it comes to eye test, you should be winning every contest. We all know this, right? So when you talk about the eye test, we ain't talking about numbers. We're not even talking about trophies, because sometimes the most valuable player, like, if you're playing on a bomb squad and Greek Freak has no help, then he's obviously more valuable to his team, and I get that. The point that I'm making is I'm talking about watching the actual players and their actual skill set. When?
That year.
Ever.
That year during the regular season.
There was not
that year
ever.
During the regular season.
Has the Greek Freak ever had a jump shot?
No.
Then how?
I will tell you.
How?
I will tell you how. Why do you think Shaq said, finally, for the first time, that's the dude you can give the Superman name?
Why did he say that?
Why did he say that?
Did you tell me? I got a question. Did you speak to Shaq?
Because.
Did you speak to Shaq? Did he tell you why?
I think we did have him on the show. I think we brought that up, as a matter of fact, but I don't remember. Yeah, go ahead.
The day he said that, I called him. I said, what the hell was that about? What did you mean by that? Look, man, I'm not talking about skill, overall skill. I'm just talking about domination.
Right.
I'm just talking about domination.
I got to do him like that with that imitation.
That's what I was about.
That's what he meant by Superman.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Imposing dominance.
He imposed himself that entire regular season.
Yes, he did.
Because there was really no way to stop him the way they were defending him. So he looked like a cross between Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. He was dominating everybody. He was dunking on everybody. He was even taking the ball up. He was passing the ball. He was grabbing rebounds.
I'd like to repeat it.
Now,
repeat what he said.
That's what he looked like that year. During the regular season.
Repeat what he just said. I just want to make sure. I heard. Because sometimes I ignore him because I can't take it.
That's right.
What did he say, Molly? What did he say?
Right.
I can't speak. A cross between Michael Jordan
That's what he looked like in the regular
and
season.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That's what he looked like in the regular season.
I got to listen to this.
No, you can't take a break.
Now.
You cannot take a break.
That's what he looked like in the regular season. That's the reason he was MVP, and it was undisputed. That dude was the best in the league. In the playoffs, he got exposed. The jump shot hurt him. Because they'd wall off, and that would be the end of that. He couldn't hit from the outside.
Do you know of it?
That's all. That's what happened.
I know you think you're brilliant and all of this stuff to the point where you don't have to listen to any damn body. But let me ask you this question. Is there anybody by some slight chance? Because he plays the night, damn it. That's why. Against KD. That's why. Okay.
That's why.
I can't
it was a mystery, but now it's Smithstery.
There's a lot of segments happening. I'm into it.
Yeah.
By chance, I'm assuming that you at least pay attention to other basketball analysts, aficionados, stuff like that. Have you ever heard one person say that the Greek Freak was better?
I don't care about what other people say.
I asked the question. I
I don't remember.
Did I ask you? Did I ask you?
I have no memory of hearing that or not. Why would I care? Why would I remember that?
Really? So you would. So in other words, I just want to be very clear.
Yeah.
Because see, when we hold you accountable, when you go oops, and then you try to avoid a subject, or when you hide under the camera, when you get exposed, or something. This is one of those moments. You got an opportunity while the camera's rolling on you, Max. Do you understand that the desk you got an opportunity to hide under the desk because you said
What is wrong with you?
You do have an opportunity to hide under the desk.
Let me ask you something.
There is no one ever that said the Greek freak.
Except for everyone who voted on the MVP award that year.
Hold on. You've openly admitted. Well, Steve, you've openly admitted there's been plenty of times where Michael Jordan didn't win league MVP with somebody
that was not because of the same reason.
No.
When they didn't give it to Jordan or LeBron, they do it because they have fatigue giving them the award.
Distract.
They gave it to Giannis because he was the best player that year.
They gave it to Giannis because his numbers were astronomical and he was the most valuable player for his team. It didn't mean he was better. Let me put it this way.
If Giannis had done in the playoffs what he'd done in the regular season, he'd have been the best player in the game. The reason he's not is because he couldn't. It didn't play in the playoffs.
Giannis can average.
Pretty simple.
Giannis right now can average 40 a game. 40! And no one would still say he's better than KD.
If Giannis had the success in the playoffs he's had in the regular season, everyone would say he's the best player in the world.
I apologize.
He has not been able to replicate it in the playoffs. And yes, the jump shot has been a problem.
I apologize. My bad, because I'm not going to be upset. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to be upset. And the reason I'm not going to be upset because, as Lawrence Fishburne once said in a movie, when you don't know, you don't know. It's
I'm
just
glad
that
you're
simple
admitting that.
when it comes to him.
Good. I'm glad you're admitting.
He doesn't get it. And I can't. America, I tried. Basketball people everywhere. It's moments like this.
If Giannis
you should hide under the table.
You
should hide under the table.
If
you did it before.
I'd like to hide under the table.
If Giannis, the two-time MVP, had replicated his regular season success in the playoffs, he'd be the best player in the game.
I'll be cool.
He has been unable to do so, so he's not.
You have zapped my enthusiasm to talk basketball with you with your flagrant ignorance. I'm going to be here. I'll listen.
Was Shaq ever the most skilled player in the game? I'm sorry, was Shaq ever the most skilled player in the game? But he was the best at one point, wasn't he?
How much pressure's on Giannis?
I'll make this quick because I want to hear from Big Perk. I think there's immense pressure on Giannis Antetokounmpo. We've been talking so much about this man over the last few years, and it's legit. He is big time. The numbers speak for themselves. He is a two-time league MVP. Let's give him his respect. But with that respect comes great responsibility. You can't get smoked the way that he's been smoked. You can't get outshined the way that he's gotten outshined, and you can't look helpless as he looked in game 2 when you call yourself that dude and championships have evaded you, or even a trip to the finals has evaded you. It is immense pressure because if he gets blown away in this series, we'll never talk about him in the same light again. And on top of it all, he's going to cause his coach, Mike Budenholzer, to lose his job.
I can't disagree with that. It's one thing to say he's got to bring his team to victory because, as I keep saying, great bigs need a little more than great wings because they can't get their own shots the same way. They don't control the offense the same way. And I don't think Giannis has enough around him, and I didn't think to begin the season. But one thing is true. He can't go out soft. He's got to go out at least doing damage to the extent that he can do it. This is a dude who in the regular season scores on average almost 30 points a game with 13, 14 boards, 5, 6 assists, blocks, everything you want, plays defense. You can't tell me that because they changed the defensive scheme, you wind up with 18 points in the playoffs when your teammates aren't producing especially. So whether or not he has to lead his team to victories, that's a separate subject. I don't think that means Giannis isn't great if he can't do that. But he's got to play like a superstar when they need him most. There is absolutely pressure for him to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's under a lot of pressure, and we're not going to let him off the hook, okay? Just like we will hold any other guy that won 2 MVPs or any other guy that won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, like Akeem Olajuwon or Michael Jordan. And I'm looking at this Giannis and KD matchup right now, and KD is showing him that it's levels to this. It's levels to this, and that you're not on my level. And I'm going to show it and prove it to you on both ends of the floor. And what I'm noticing right now is it takes you back to when KD was in Golden State. and he was going against LeBron James and the Cavaliers. And we all know that the Golden State Warriors had the upper hand because of the personnel that they had around them. But we also was monitoring the KD and LeBron going back and forth. And when you look at KD, he came out victorious because obviously they won the championship. Obviously, he won the Finals MVP. But when you go back and look at LeBron James' numbers and what he was doing against that Golden State Warriors team, no one could argue and say he didn't go down swinging or he didn't do his job or hold up his end of the bargain for us going head-to-head with Kevin Durant. Right now, we're seeing it's night and day. And right now, I already put Giannis on my all-NBA, he is who he is team, okay? He's already on there. He is who he is. And I don't know if he could get better. I don't know if he could show us anything that he could do to upgrade his game, to show us that he's on this level or ready for this moment when it comes down to him and Kevin Durant.
Bottom line is this, it's expectations. We've been talking about this man for years. Kendrick Perkins was right with everything that he said. He just left out something. The man has never been to a finals, let alone won a championship. You've never been there. So all of this acclaim, all of these accolades and everything like that, everybody been gassing him up. I told you years ago, he has no perimeter shot. And as long as he has no perimeter shot, you're going to get exposed come playoff time. And he's proven me right every single time. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to now. You playing across from Kevin Durant, the greatest offensive weapon in the game. And this dude is giving it to you. It's not like, we got to remember this is important. Nobody's asked Greek Freak about this. Max, he's 6'11". He's 240 pounds.
And Diesel, too. He's thin, but he's strong.
He's agile and mobile. If anybody was supposed to have a chance to guard KD, it was him. You pointed out the other week, Max, who was it that blocked KD's shot when KD pulled up from the right wing a few weeks ago before the regular season had ended? And you said, how many people could do that to KD? Well, he's one of them. Well, why is KD giving it to you? Giannis, you got to respond to that.
I'm not arguing.
You got to stand up and answer that.
I don't think they can win. I never thought they could win. I didn't think they have a chance.
It's not about winning. It's about how he plays.
But I can't argue when you focus on Giannis. He's got to bring it. I'm not debating that. There's no debate.
That's all I'm saying, KP. You got to stand up and go like this. I'm not hating. Listen, y'all can take advantage of Jrue Holiday. You can take advantage of Chris Middleton or somebody else. But you come my way, I'm going to handle my business. That's what Giannis is supposed to do. That's what superstars do.
Yeah, I mean, if you got any type of pride about yourself, and this is the argument that I was having last year when they were like, oh, yeah, Giannis is the defensive player of the year. I said with my eyes, and I said it on this show with you and Max and Molly, I said it. Look, Giannis don't guard anybody. Like, we get amazed and we look at how he's able to chase down blocks and have those chase down blocks and block shots off the help side and weak side that we forget to show us what our eyes are seeing. Well, our eyes are seeing that he don't guard nobody. Like right now,
like
this
Ben
is the
Simmons.
time.
Ben Simmons
for
guards
example,
people. Yeah.
Right now, he guards people. So right now, Stephen A. Max, check this out. Say Giannis don't have his jump shot working, right? He don't have it working. At the end of the day, Kevin Durant can't be dropping 32 points on 16 shots,
right there, KP.
And you're the reigning defensive player of the year.
Stop right there. I want to end this segment by bringing up Jalen Rose. Okay. Jalen Rose gave exceptional analysis the other day when he pointed out Kyrie Irving pulls up for a J. Mm-hmm. Okay? KD shakes you down and does this. Blake Griffin dunks.
Posterized.
All three plays were on Giannis. He was the defender on all three plays. Just wanted to point that out.